Good afternoon, everyone. I've come up with a new recipe that I want to share with you, and I'm going to put my tripod down so you can see what's on the stove. Hi, Erlene. I knew you'd make it in here. Good to see you, sis. Move this over just a little bit. Hi, good to see you. Let me put it over this. There we go. What I've got here is I'm making a non-dairy chocolate pudding, which is I'm using carob. And I'll tell you what I have in my pot. I have 1.5 cups. It calls for soy milk, but I didn't have soy milk, so I used almond milk. 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. I've got the non-alcoholic kind. I used 1/4 cup. It says white sugar, but I used cane sugar. 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and we know as Adventists we don't use cocoa powder. I use carob. And also, what I did is I mixed 2 tablespoons of arrowroot in place of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water. Mix that together and put that in here. That's going to thicken it up. And this will, as soon as this comes to boil, I can take it off and I can let it sit for 5 minutes. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to make. I started making the whipped cream in here, but I wanted to finish it while on Periscope. I wanted to make sure it was going to whip up, and it is. I wanted to tell you how I'm doing that. Those that have Pampered Chef, you know there's a Pampered Chef maker. Thank you to everybody coming in, my moderators as well. Thank you all for coming in and sharing this out. This is a very simple recipe. I made this on Friday, and I ate it on Friday, but I thought, I'm going to come in today, and I'm going to make this for you guys, because I know I'd never made this before. At least I don't recall ever making it before. And I thought you guys would like to see what my pudding looks like when it gets done. And I'm going to set this out so I can put it on the rack when it comes off the stove, when I get it when it comes off, because it has to sit for 5 minutes. Then you have to cool it. You have to chill it in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it sit. While I'm letting it sit, I'm going to continue to make the whipped cream, and I'll let you see what I'm making the whipped cream in the whipped cream maker. This is a very simple recipe. I'll be posting it up on Facebook. Alexis told me exactly how to do it. I'm not going to be posting up everywhere because that's a mistake to do. So I'm just going to post it one place today, and then I'll spread it out. And I'll post it on mine today, and maybe hers tomorrow, and Leslie's on another day. So it's not all together at once. So that, because people that come into mine come into Leslie's, and they come into hers too. And I don't want to oversaturate everybody with the my recipes. So as you can see, I've got to keep stirring this. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I got to keep stirring this, and eventually when it comes to a boil, this is on medium heat, when it comes to a boil, then I take it off. And as this cools, with the arrowroot in here, as it cools, it will thicken up, and it'll get real thick, and you'll be able to see it thickening up. It is not anywhere near a boil right now. I'm just going to keep stirring this, because I have to keep stirring it, otherwise it'll stick to the bottom. Hi, Crystal, everybody coming in. I know you can't see my face, but I want you to see my stove. That's the most important thing. You need to see what's going on my stove. And I want you to see what I'm making here. Because this pudding, hi, good to see you. This pudding is a dessert you can eat anytime. I'll probably eat it for breakfast tomorrow, which I had some on Friday. I made it, and I couldn't resist. It was so good, I ate it up. So I thought, well, I'll make it again today, because there's no reason why I can't, because I already had it once, and I thought, well, it's really good, tastes real good, and I'm going to make it for you guys and show you how I made it, or how it's made, and you can make it for yourself. Hi, Alexis, you're catching me just at the right time, where I'm cooking my on the stove, and I've also got my coconut cream. I put coconut cream in here. I started whipping it up before I came in here to make sure it would whip up. I have just the cream. I put some vanilla in it. I put some powdered sugar in it. And I started, it's whipping up fine. But I'm going to continue, and it's giving my arms a workout, but I want to rest them. Come in here and do this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, yeah, you did catch me online. I was going to come on later, but I would have come on earlier, but I was gone. I had to get my dogs groomed. So I couldn't come on then. Thought, well, I'll come home and eat my lunch and rest up a little bit, because I did a lot of walking when I was getting my dogs groomed, because I didn't want to sit in the car because it was so freaking cold. It's a lot better now, but so I was doing a lot of walking around PetSmart and through Shopco and getting a little exercise. So I thought, well, I'll just come in here and I'll show you how to make this chocolate pudding. The trick of this is to keep on stirring it until it comes to a boil. It'll start, as it comes to a boil, it will start to thicken. And it gets real, real thick. And it is a very good pudding. I know you can make this, Alexis, too. You don't use carob, but you can use the cocoa powder because that's what the original recipe called for. I don't use cocoa powder since I'm vegan. I use the carob. So that's what I put in here. But it is a simple, simple recipe. Those that come in, and thank you for everybody that's coming on. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you for the hearts. I'm getting close to 5 million pretty soon. Everything is appreciated. I'm just so glad that I could come in here and yeah, tap hearts. When I go into your scope, Alexis, I tap so long my finger starts hurting, and I rest it for a little bit, then I go and tap some more. Because I don't come on your periscopes except on the replay, but boy, do I tap hearts on the replay. I tap and tap and tap and tap and tap. So, and it's very much appreciated. Oh, I think so. Oregon is good that way. My daughter had allergies, and I think I've got them too. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I think my daughter's got them too, and I might have gotten from her. I don't know, but so they're not really that bad. Thank you to everybody coming in, and welcome. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. I decided to come in here today and do this. One day this week, oh, I bet. We were so cold this morning, the dogs wanted their walk, and it was 27 degrees when I walked the dogs this morning. I was so cold, but I had my real heavy coat on. I had a hat on that I made myself, that I put on the loom, and I put my hood on my coat. I had my gloves on, so I was really trying to keep warm this morning. Because when you take dogs for a walk, it seems like they want to take the scenic route, and they want to go around every bush and every tree and shrub they see. That's what my dogs do. They stop. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. So they stop at every tree, bush, and shrub that they come across. So they only last usually 30 minutes, but here lately they've been lasting 45 minutes. I come home freezing cold in a nice warm house. It felt real good. I've got my furnace off right now because it warmed up enough outside, but it will come back on later. Well, hi, Alex. I didn't see you come in. Good to see you. Welcome. I enjoyed your scope last Sunday, Alex. I really did. That is really amazing. For those people that don't know Alex's story, he intends to give his testimony. Follow Alex. He was in the lesbian transgender lifestyle for over 30 years, and he came out of it, and he's going to give a testimony on it. And no, I'm not. No, I'm not using. There's no coconut oil in here, none whatsoever. There's no coconut oil in here. This is a pudding, as you can see, and it's starting to get thick already. It's not boiling yet, but it's starting to get thick. And as it thickens, you're welcome, Alex. And as it starts to thicken, as it starts to boil, it thickens, and it gets real, real thick. And the more when you take it off the burner and you set it to cool, it'll thicken even more. And I have to leave it sit 5 minutes, but I'm going to leave it sit a little bit longer so I can make that whipped cream so I can put on top of it, because I know whipped cream is going to be beautiful on it. And it's going to taste so good. And, anything that you make yourself is going to be far better than what you buy in the store. Don't ever buy those chocolate puddings in the store, because you don't know what they got in them. Those chemicals, you don't know where they came from. It's best to make your own. As you can see, it's starting to thicken right now a little bit. It's thickening up. It's not as thick as it needs to be yet, but it's almost there. You're lactose intolerant. There are some people that's okay. What I have is almond. It called for soy milk, but I don't care. I don't use soy milk, so I used almond milk. You can probably use any non-dairy milk that you want in here. Whatever you want. It called for soy milk. Now, whatever Lexus uses, if she likes almond milk, I use the unsweetened almond milk. That's what I put in here. So you can use any of the non-dairy milks that you want. You just call for soy milk, but it still tastes good. Even though I used almond milk, it still tastes good. Yes, it is. You're right. It is expensive, but I buy so much of it but I use it all the time. So that's no problem for me. It can be expensive, yes, very, very much so. You're right. It really does get expensive. But, you know, but when you come to your health, though, really, it isn't expensive when it comes to your health. Your health should mean everything to you, you know, and that's what we have to worry about our health, that we don't get real sick and stuff. You know, the things that people eat nowadays is no wonder they get sick. You know, they're eating all the wrong foods. Yep, this is it's getting there. So that's why I do this. Oh, I've never heard of that one. I never ever heard of that one. But see, I don't drink any dairy. I don't eat any cheese. I do not drink dairy milk. I do not eat eggs. I do not eat any meat of any kind. I'm a health reformer, is what you can say, is what I am. And well, I know you might love meat, but the problem of it is those poor animals, they're suffering a lot for you to eat them. You know, I'm not going to tell you to stop eating it, because that's you know, your conscience will have to tell you. But as a health reformer, I feel that I'm not going to eat it because God doesn't really want me to. You know, God says in the Bible we're supposed to, you know, abstain from that. You know, so I don't want to. It says that abstain from meats with the blood. You can't not supposed to eat anything with blood. So I abstain from it. Oh, hi, Richard. Good to see you. Yep, I'm making a vegan pudding, and then I'm also going to make whipped cream. As you can see, I've already got it in here. I might have a little bit more coconut cream in there than I'm supposed to have. This has been working real hard, but it is whipping up, and that's a good thing. I'm going to leave this sit for a little bit. Once this starts to boil, I'm going to take it off of here, and you'll see that oh, now it's starting to boil. Okay, I'm going to take this off of here. Put this up a little bit if you can see it. Put it up just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it or not. I probably better leave it down. Oh, I guess you can see it. Okay. Anyway, this will start to thicken. It'll start to thicken. It's thickening now. As it starts to cool, it starts to thicken. And I'm going to leave this sit now while I'm going to move this over so I can do the whipped cream. And I can you can watch me do the whipped cream. Now, this is already starting to work hard because I've already started to whip it up. I wanted to make sure it was going to whip. What was in there? Okay. 1.5 cups of almond milk. It calls for soy milk. I didn't have any, so I used almond milk. 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I use the non-alcoholic vanilla. 1/4 cup of white sugar. I do not use white sugar, refined sugar. I use the cane sugar. And 1/4 cup it calls for 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I do not use cocoa powder. I use carob. That's what I use. And it tastes absolutely delicious. It's healthy, and it's good for me. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit because it's going to thicken up as it cools. I'll let it thicken a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but I want you to watch this whipped cream. Now, this is beginning to work real hard. It's given my arms a workout. Like I said, I started doing this before I came in here because I wanted to make sure it was going to whip up. I didn't want to have any problems and embarrassment. I did one on Friday. I didn't come in here, but it ended up having liquid in it, and it didn't work. But I used it anyway. I just put what was there on top of the pudding and ate it anyway because I didn't want to throw the coconut cream out. I didn't want to lose it. So, yeah, it is pretty much. This is hard to get out, but you can see. Let me find a spoon. Here's my spoon. This is very hard to get off once it's been, but you'll be able to see that it's very. Okay. And this thing at the bottom becomes a lid. You can put that on there for what you haven't used. Wow. This is, talk about thick. You can see it. See how thick that really is? Well, that's true. Some people like food that's medium rare. I can't eat food that's medium rare. Not at all. Not at all. I can't eat it. It's just not good for you. As you can see, this is really, oh, now look, it's coming out. See how thick that is? There is the whipped cream. That's what it's supposed to look like. And it's going to be there. See how it's sticking on there? That is whipped cream. It whipped up just like it's supposed to. This is a very simple maker. If this is a whipped cream maker, this is from Pampered Chef. For those of you that may not know anything about it, I didn't have to purchase this. This was bought for me. Erlene had bought it for me, and she's in here right now. She bought this for me, and I use this all the time when I make whipped cream. You could probably whip up butter and everything else in it too. I'm not sure what Alexis, if she uses hers besides just the whipped cream, but you can do butter, I think, in it. Anything that you want to whip up. Yes, isn't it nice? And you can see it's nice and thick. And that's how you want it. You want it nice and thick. And this also comes apart when you go to clean it. I'm not going to do that right now because I have to rinse it off first because it's really messy. But you can take these off of your spindle or your shaft or whatever you want to call it and clean it. Much easier to clean it that way. But see how thick this is? You can tell that it's actual whipped cream, that it actually made whipped cream this time. I'm really happy. And this is not the full-fat coconut milk. This was the coconut cream, the actual coconut cream that I bought at Walmart. Oh, got some on the counter. That's all. But, doesn't that look good? Look at that. It's whipped up. Look at that. It made peaks, and look how thick it is. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Well, this is starting to get a little thicker. I may just put this on the stove just a little bit longer and get it done just a little bit more. I think so it can cook get it a little more thicker because it was just starting to boil. And I'll put it back on here so you can see it. Get it a little bit more thick, and then I'll leave it sit a little while. And then I'm going to put the whipped cream on it. And then when I post it up on Facebook, you'll be able to see what it looks like with the whipped cream on it. Because like I said, this has to go in the... Hi, good to see you. This has to go in the refrigerator. And you have to chill it. It doesn't say how long you have to chill it for. I would probably chill it for, an hour or two. So... Well, hi, Dee. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for coming into my Periscope. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to those that have come on. As you can see, this is it should probably be a little thicker. I put it back on here so I can get it done a little bit more thick than what it really is. And like I said, it calls for cornstarch, but I don't have cornstarch, so I used arrowroot powder instead, which will really work well. Oh, people are talking to Alexis about orders. Well, if anybody wants Pampered Chef, Alexis is in here. She'll sign you up. She'll sign you up good and proper. I happen to have a consultant in my area that I might start buying some from too, because she goes to my church, which makes it real convenient for me. When I see her that I can, ask her about something or whatever, But I'm not going to forget about you, Alexis. I won't forget about you because I started with you. But she said it didn't bother her if I stayed with you either, But I did order those. You love your rock crock? I don't have that. I don't know as if I ever would have it. I don't know if it would be beneficial for me or not. I really don't know. But I intend to probably get more stuff later. Now I did get those paring knives. I ordered it through my friend at church. The paring knives through her. I haven't used them yet. They're still in the package. But I intend to use them because I know that they're going to be I'm always losing paring knives. Hi. Use your... Oh, I bet you do. I have a tendency to lose stuff. I lose stuff big time. And I don't want to lose anything. So, I still got them in the package yet in the drawer. Yeah, I'm going to have to break them open. You're right, Alexis. I have to break them open and start using them. I haven't done that yet, but I need to start breaking them open. I'm going to leave this go a little bit longer so it can start really thickening up. Yeah, I'll have to break them open. If anybody has never seen them, whoops. Oh, I guess they are. It is broken open now. I can let you see what they are. In case anybody wants to know about the paring knives, comes in a set of 3. This is it right here. And I keep them in there, so I will always have them. Oh, I bet you do, Earlene. I know you probably use it a lot. I don't know if it would work for me or not. I really don't know. I'm not really sure that something like that would be beneficial for me. I hate to buy something that I may not ever use. That's my problem. That's what I'm concerned about. Buying something I may never use. I'll tell you one thing. People can tell, of course, Alexis knows that this is from Pampered Chef, but those that do not know, this is one of the Pampered Chef pans, saucepan. I cannot take the handle off right now, cannot show you, but the handles do come off. They come off, and I keep these handles on here, but they do come off. Oh, you're looking to get skillets? Yeah, or 1 for $4. See, it's better to buy them the set of 3 because you save money. 3 for $7.50 or 1 for $4. Absolutely, much better to buy the set of them. That's what I did. I bought the set of them, and of course it was probably more in shipping than what the paring knives were. You know, that's the way it always is, the shipping costs. But that's okay. I got them. I think it was last week. It was, and I'm glad of that. So I don't have anything coming from Pampered Chef right now. And I know somebody had asked me the other day about the handles. I know Alexis is in here, but I can show, and people that don't know anything about the handles on these, I'll show you how the handles go on and off of these pans. I keep the handles on because I have a good place to store them, and I have no problem. You see, this has got a knob on it. You just push down on this knob and pull back on it. Now it probably won't come off it, but I'm trying to show you. The other one did the other day. There it comes. You just pull back, and it's supposed to loosen. Well, now it wants to be stubborn. You gotta pull back on this, and it comes right loose. Now it doesn't want to come off. Well, you know pretty much how they come off anyway. But you know, isn't that something when you try to show somebody something they don't want to come off? But that's okay. You'll figure it out. I leave them on there because I don't want to have to put them on and take them off all the time. So I just, oh, that's right. 2 motions right, then back. You're right. You're right. I get it, Alexis. Sometimes I get it real easy, and then other times I don't. It just confuses me sometimes. I don't know why. This didn't want to come off very well. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. They didn't. That didn't want to come off very well. I had them off before, but I showed you how to get the lid off or the handle off the other day, and it came off just fine. But today it just didn't want to come off. Isn't that funny how things don't want to work sometimes? Well, hi, Vanita. Good to see you. Welcome. When you're trying to show something, yeah, I know it takes a long time. It took me a while to get it at first. My pudding is finally getting to the point I think it's going to be. I thought it was boiling a little bit ago, and it's not really. So it's starting to boil, and I'll get it a little boiling and then get it thickened up. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. And this will start thickening as it cools off. It'll get thicker. It's already starting to get a little thick now. The other day when I used the tapioca flour, it got way too thick, and I couldn't hardly do anything with it. And I knew I had some arrowroot, and I just couldn't find it. So I was looking in the middle of the night. I had to get up with the dogs. So I come out here in the middle of the night, put my flashlight on my phone to look for my arrowroot. I was waiting on the dog to come in, and I thought, well, I'm going to find that arrowroot. And it was right where I thought it was, where I had put it, where I didn't look on Friday to get it out and use it. That's the way it goes sometimes. You don't think about it right away until a day or two later, and then you realize you knew where it was all along, and just because I have a tendency to put my stuff in containers but not mark the containers, and I thought, now where did I put that arrowroot? Did I put it in a container and not mark it? Well, that wasn't the case at all. I didn't even put it in the container at all. It's still in the bag. This I bought through Amazon. And it's arrowroot. It's gluten-free, natural, and it's all vegan. This is very good to use. This is a thickening agent. This along with your tapioca flour, I guess potato starch, and that, they're all thickening agents. You want to, anytime you want to, you thicken up stuff. You can use regular flour in here too, but you get that taste of that flour. So I thought I better use arrowroot. It won't get that funky taste that your, probably your all-purpose flour would have, you know. And the tapioca flour worked well too. Probably about a year and a half, at least that long. It's been a while. I don't know exactly I can't remember exactly when I became a vegan. I've been trying to, people have been asking me that, and I've been trying to remember, and I just haven't. I didn't really keep track, so I really don't know. Oh, man, that's horrible. I think that person's got to go. Oh, thank you. I went, oh, what the, look at the username. Oh, my goodness. Would Jesus ever talk like that? Thank you for muting him, but I blocked him. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I really do. And other people in here have been an inspiration to me to go that route. You know, like Stacy Klein, she's a vegan. She's kind of an inspiration. And Philip the Overcomer, he's kind of an inspiration as well, although he doesn't come on Periscope too often anymore because he's going to school in Washington, D.C. But he was an inspiration to me as well. They inspired me that if they can do it, I can do it. It just takes a lot of willpower to do it. Somebody's going to become, oh, that's wonderful. And I have somebody else in here that told me last night in one of the Periscopes that it was just 35 days yesterday that he was a vegan. And it's because of me. He started going on this vegan journey like I have. And I just couldn't believe it. You know, it's an amazing thing when people choose to go vegan. I'm not making them. I'm just telling them what it's done for me. They can see what it's done for me, and they have chosen to go the same route. Looks like this is really starting to boil now. I'm going to get it good and boiling, and then I'm going to pull it off and sit it over here. And I'll talk to you while I'm letting it cool a little bit, because it'll thicken up as it's sitting here. There we go. I'll let you sit there. You can still see it sitting there. But, oh, you did a 30-day fast. Wow. You know, I've never really done a fast. I'm almost afraid to, because if you start fasting, you might you might run into a problem. Because if you start eating foods, the thing is when you've been on a fast, as I understand it now, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think after you've been on a fast, I think you have to eat in moderation. You have to eat slow. Am I correct? Because you can't gulp it in. You can't take a lot in your body because your body has been used to the fast. So then you have to adjust all over again. I don't really fast, but I do cut back. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I'll get vegan granny. I guess I am. I'm about everybody's granny, you know. I'm their mother. I'm their grandmother. I'm their adopted mother. I'm everything they want me to be, you know. And I'm thankful for that people are willing to take me into their family, you know. I come on here because I like showing you what I've learned so that you could do the same thing I have done, because it's not hard. And those that's just coming in, I want you to see the whipped cream. I have to show it close. Look at that. It whipped up. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at that, how thick it is. And that's going to go on this pudding when it cools down. You're welcome. But I've been wanting to show how to use this Pampered Chef whipped cream maker for a long time, and it seems like oh, I sound like you. I wanted to show how to use this, but every time I've shown you the last few times, it's not worked. Finally, it worked. As you can see, look at that. Look at that. That is whipped cream. There you go. And it's got 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. What I did, and I've got it in the freezer, is it's best to keep your powdered sugar in the freezer. That way it won't clump up. But I took some cane sugar, run it through the Vitamix, and then put it into my container and run it through the Vitamix and made powdered sugar out of it. You can do that. That's exactly what I did. This is the Pampered Chef maker, or this is from Pampered Chef, but this is the whipped cream maker. If you didn't see the whipped cream, look at that. Isn't that nice? And it's nice and creamy. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, what I don't use, and because this here is the bottom of it, but what you don't use, you put this on put this on the top as a lid and store it in the refrigerator. That's exactly what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, I did coconut whipped cream. Yes, This is it's an actual can of, I can show you the can. This is a full can, but this is what it is. It's unsweetened coconut cream. It's from Thai Kitchen. I finally found some at Walmart because I've never been able to find it because it's a lot easier to work with than the full fat milk. What I did is when I put it in the refrigerator yesterday, I decided to put it in the refrigerator upside down because you cannot shake it when you go to open it. So when I opened it, it had all the liquid at the top. So I just drained the liquid off and there was the cream. So then I scooped the cream out and put it into this whipped cream maker, and voila, you whip it up, and it does a real good job. It's better than doing it into a bowl with your beaters because it takes 7 to 8 minutes. This did not take that long. Very short time. In a couple of minutes, it was done. Probably even less than that. It's a real, I love the Pampered Chef whipped cream maker, and I use it. I'm going to use it an awful lot. Now you can see this is starting to thicken up a little bit more. It's getting a little bit thicker. You can see it's starting to thicken. As it cools, really gets cool, then it'll thicken up a lot. That's right. You have to chill it. Yes. What I did, like I said, I thought it would be easier just to turn it upside down before I put it in the refrigerator. That way, when I opened it up, the liquid was on the top. And then I just drained the liquid off, and the cream was down underneath. There was a little bit more liquid in the middle of the cream that I was able to drain off. But what thickened the pudding? I used arrowroot powder. There's an arrowroot flour. I used arrowroot. It called for cornstarch. I don't have cornstarch, but I used arrowroot. That happens to thicken. As it cools off, it starts to thicken. The pudding I made on Friday was actually a lot thicker than it should have been. I used tapioca flour, and it was way too thick. So this will be just the right consistency. I'm going to get a bowl out. Put it in this bowl. I'll put this back here right now. It's out of the way. Put this in the bowl, and this will thicken as it stands. You can see it's a little runny right now, but it's thickening up a little bit. It'll start thickening as it cools, and when I chill it, it'll be nice and thick. Because what I made on Friday was too thick. It was way too thick, and it's stuck on my fork and everything, or stuck on my spoon. And I thought, well, I can't use this. I got to use arrowroot the next time, and so that's why I did arrowroot. You can use potato starch. It calls for cornstarch, is what it calls for. And since I don't use cornstarch and didn't have any, I was about to go buy any. I just use the arrowroot because that will work just as well. And your potato starch, corn, whatever you have will work. And as soon as this thickens up enough, then I'm going to take and I'm going to put this whipped cream up on top of it, and I'm going to post it up on Facebook. Yeah, probably because I used the tapioca flour, and it really thickened it up. It thickened it up a lot more. This because it wasn't as much of a pudding as it was almost like brownies or something, or fudge. Yes, it was really too thick. This will get thick too, but it won't get so thick that it's gonna be like that. This will start thickening, and as I chill it in the refrigerator, it'll get thick. It'll get thicker. Oh, you could borrow me for the holidays. You know, I don't have to cook for the holidays. Thank goodness. I go to my son and daughter-in-law's for the holidays. She cooks for Christmas, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I don't have to cook. However, I don't know if I made it here on Periscope, but I think I may have. Yes, I did. A pumpkin cake I made a couple weeks ago, I believe it was. I intend to take that and make that for Thanksgiving and take it to my daughter-in-law's because it's real simple to make, and you use a bundt cake pan, and it comes out really nice. In fact, I did post a picture of it up on my Facebook, so if anybody wants to join my Facebook group, you can go in there and you can look at the recipe. It's in there. Very simple to make, not hard at all. Do they make food for you to eat? You know, I I make a lot of my own foods, is what I do. I make a lot of my own foods because you can't really eat a lot of the stuff that, I don't eat the meat, I don't drink the milk, I don't eat the cheese. Oh, thank you, Alexis, share and follow. And I see somebody getting super hearts, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the super hearts and the regular hearts. They're all very much appreciated. I see those beautiful hearts coming up on the screen. They're just beautiful. Thank you for that. But I do like coming in here. I'm like Alexis. I like coming in and showing what I can do. And I do use Pampered Chef tools. This is a Pampered Chef tool, a very good one. There are several things that I have from Pampered Chef. This is another one. This is a sliding measuring spoon. Those are very simple. Those are very easy to use. And you got about 6 of these. They're not put together, but these are little measuring spoons as well. They go from a tablespoon to, I think, down to 1/8 of a teaspoon. Yes, there you go, Alexis. You're right. But I enjoy coming on here like Alexis does. She comes on more than I do, but I come on as much as I can. I do want to. Oh, you ordered those? I use those too. I think I use these sliding ones more, but I am starting to use those too. Oh, I know. I saw that, Alexis, when I saw the video on that they're free. I think that's kind of a nifty idea. I did watch that. I thought, well, that's cool, So if anybody wants to order, Alexis is in here. Just contact her and she will get you all started, because she's the Pampered Chef consultant. She has, she works during the week, but she also has her sideline business as her Pampered Chef. Oh, you oh, yeah. That's right. Link is in Alexis's profile. If you're interested, just go to her profile on here. If you're not following her, follow her. And believe me, I don't make everything that she makes, because a lot of the stuff she makes has got meat and stuff in it. But I do like to go into her scopes and see how she makes things, because she's quite interesting, and she gets a lot of followers. And not as many. She got 100,000 here. She used to, a couple weeks ago, she was getting 100,000 plus followers. Well, that kind of stopped now. I think that guy from Russia was the one with fake followers or something. So she doesn't get that many. She gets 700 to 800 in her Periscope. And yesterday, I believe, or was it Friday, she had over 1,200 in her Periscope. I'm lucky if I get 500 in mine. But I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I really am. Yeah, yep, she does. Yeah, and she's sounding, Alexis is always, Alexis comes on at the time I'm not, I'm still in bed, because I'm not up at 3 o'clock in the morning. If it's a fluke that I'm letting the dogs out or something, and I have to wait for them to come in, then I will go on her Periscope. But normally I'm sound asleep. I don't even know that she's even been on, because I didn't even hear the notification, because I'm just dead to the world. Oh, you'll be on again Friday night? Okay, I'll be looking for that. Yeah, you come on quite often, and that's really great. Oh, well, thank you for the super hearts. Thank you. You have a church bake sale to cook for. Oh, wonderful. I won't come in on Thanksgiving because I'll be at my son's, but I'll probably come in before that. I'll come in that week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of that week. Right. Yeah, you're right, Early. You're right. Right. Yeah, because it gets dark here real early, and I'm glad that your snow started melting early, and I got your text message that your snow was starting to melt. I'm glad it melted. We don't have any snow right now. But we got awful cold, and it was cold enough to snow. My daughter's getting about 11 degrees. She lives in St. Louis, Missouri, and they had about 11 degrees yesterday morning. That is really cold. It is in the 50s here right now, so it's warming up quite a bit. But it was so cold this morning that I really had to dress warm. And I didn't really want to go for a walk, but the dogs like their walks, and I need the walks too, so that's why I decided to walk them. You know, I wish they didn't want to go for their walks so much, but what can I do? You know, they want their walks, and I can't deprive them of their walks, you know, and I took them around, let them walk around PetSmart. Oh, well, we were about 27 this morning, so we really got cold. I heard that it's been cold in California. My one friend that lives in Texas that has the Pomeranians, she says they're supposed to get snow tomorrow. In Texas? Texas getting snow? Well, bye. You know the world's going crazy when they start getting snow in places they don't usually get snow. You know, but we get snow a lot. Oh yeah, I bet so. Yeah, it's, you know, we have to pray for those people there in California, Paradise, California, that lost their homes. They have to evacuate. I mean, practically the whole town is just wiped out. It's sad, and what is so sad about it is what I understand is that non-dairy chocolate is, I didn't use any dairy milk, nor did I use any cocoa powder. I used carob. Carob powder is vegan, so I use that. Oh, if you can hear right now, Chewy. If you can hear Chewy, he's out there howling like a. You can hear him. He's out there howling like a. Yeah, I don't know what he hears, but he's out there howling. It's so funny. It's just spontaneous. But no, I didn't use any cocoa powder. It calls for cocoa powder. I don't use regular milk. I use non-dairy milk, and I use carob powder. I don't use cocoa powder. I use carob. Right. Oh, carob with peanuts. I never thought of eating them that way. That sounds so good, Alex. Really does sound good. Your carob will not taste like chocolate, but this has enough flavoring in it with if you want it to taste exactly like chocolate, then you'll have to use the cocoa powder. But carob is better for you than cocoa powder. This is actually, in essence, when you think about it, carob powder is better tasting than chocolate. Much better. It's a chocolate, yes, it's a chocolate substitute. It does not taste like chocolate, but it's better for you than chocolate. Much better. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I think that's Alexis. Good to see you. Oh, hi, Deb. That's Deb. Good to see you, Deb. Welcome. Here you can see I made some pudding that's going to thicken up. I gotta chill it. It's starting to thicken up as it cools. And I also made some whipped cream. I'll show you what the whipped cream looks like. See? Look at that. Doesn't that look good? And I'm gonna put that on this pudding as soon as it sets up, and I'm going to I have to put in the refrigerator because I have to chill it. I know. I am so pleased that this finally came out. When it started whipping up, because I thought I'm going to start whipping on this before I come in here because I want to make sure I can whip it. I don't want to come in here and have a liquidy mess like I did on Friday, but I used it anyway. I just poured it on that bread, that vegan chocolate banana bread I made, and just eating it that way. But I didn't want to have a liquid mess, and I thought I want this. And when I got the cream and it started whipping up, I thought, yes, it's finally working. Oh, I'm making you spend money that you shouldn't spend. Isn't that the way it is, though? We all end up spending money that we shouldn't spend. I know but you know, I love this whipped cream maker. This is the coolest ever because I was used to always making whipped cream with beaters, you know, and into a metal bowl because you have to get them cold too. You know, you don't have to with this. You just have to get your coconut cream or the fat coconut milk, whichever you use. I use the coconut cream, so it doesn't really matter. And get that and chill it in the refrigerator overnight, at least 8 hours. Oh, yes, I bet. Yes, you do spend a lot on the PC shows. That's why I can't do that because I'm on a fixed income. But I buy what I can. Alexis knows I buy what I can. And like I said, if it weren't for Earlene, I wouldn't have the pots and pans that I have either because she was kind enough to buy them for me. We got them at 50% off. There was a special and she was able to get them at 50% off. And she convinced me to enter a contest that Alexis had where she was going to draw names for the most expensive products out there. And Erlene told me, she said, well, put down the pot and pan set because that's the most expensive. Yeah, it was a good deal. And yeah, it is awesome. So I entered and I thought, well, I don't have a ghost of a chance because there'll be a lot entering. There was only another lady and I entering. And I won. Alexis drew my name. And I was sitting down. And if I hadn't been, I probably would have fallen flat on the floor. I couldn't believe it. I says, oh, my goodness, she drew my name. I'm getting those pots and pans. And I think it was meant to happen because the Lord knew I needed pots and pans. So I had Green Life ceramic ones. So I ended up giving those to my daughter's sister-in-law. I ended up giving them to her. Actually, her husband's sister-in-law. She's just married in, as he married her brother. But anyway, I sent her because she needed new pots and pans. So I sent them to her. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. So I sent them to her. Didn't charge her anything for the pans. She just got to pay me for the shipping. And I thought, well, I don't need them now that I got these Pampered Chef pans because I use them all the time. All the time. That's all I need. I do have one copper pan that I got for Christmas from my daughter-in-law. But the only time I use that is when I make my tofu scramble. And the reason I use that is because it's bigger and it holds it a lot better. So I do use it for that. But other than that, I don't really use it. And I've got it sitting in my dishwasher right now. My dishwasher doesn't work. So that's a good place to store things that you're not using, like your pots and pans, you know. But my Pampered Chef are all in the broiler part of my oven, which I don't use anyway. So I just store them under there. And I use the pan. You see, I use that all the time. I use both the skillets, and I use the pot. I used the pot when I made my soup, which I keep forgetting to thaw out so I can have some of it one of these days. It's getting cold enough to have it. But they are very good pots and pans. I recommend them to anybody that can afford them. If it wouldn't have been for Erlene, I wouldn't have them because I couldn't afford $225 at a clip. I am paying her back. I've got this month and next month that she'll be paid off. So I pay her $60 a month, and then next month I only have $45 to give her. So she'll be getting the money this week when I get my rent, which I should be getting the money for my rentals this week on Tuesday. Then I'll pay you in your PayPal. Then you just look for it. But if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. You know, she's not rich either, but she was kind enough to do that. But she's got the Pampered Chef set herself, and she really likes it. The only thing I might want to get sometime, which I haven't done yet, is I might want to get the 12-inch skillet. Now, I know that thing alone is expensive, but because a 12-inch skillet would really work for some things that I make a lot of. So I might want to get that eventually, but I'm going to have to save up for that, I think, too. You know, this week I plan on coming in and making, oh, you got that one? I know that's what you said. What did I make? Well, I made this chocolate pudding, which is trying to set up right now. And I made some coconut cream, whipped cream. There it is. Coconut cream. This is the Pampered Chef whipped cream maker that makes up very good whipped cream. All it has in it is 2 tablespoons of cane sugar, not white sugar, and a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, non-alcoholic vanilla. And you can see, it did a real good job. It's real thick, and that's the way you want it. It's supposed to be like whipped cream. So I intend to put it on this pudding as soon as I get it chilled enough that I can put it on there. Because I don't put it on there right now, it'll probably melt it. Because this is a little warm yet. But this needs to set up in the refrigerator. But I'm leaving it out so people can see what it looks like. I do enjoy coming in here and making different things. You know, and when I saw the recipe for the corn tortillas, I thought, well, I wonder where I can buy that Hasa Marina. Well, we have a store close to me. It's called Albertsons. It's only in this part of the country. It's not over in the East Coast or Midwest or anything like that. It's in this part of the country. I went in there the other day to see what they had because I don't really shop that much there. But I thought, well, I'll go in there and get a few things. And I happened to see this. And I knew exactly what it was because I had seen the recipe for it. And so I printed the recipe out, and it is basically all it is corn. I'll show you the bag, and so you can get it yourself if you need to. It's actually corn flour to make your own tortillas. This is what it's called, masa harina. And it's the masa means dough. That's what it means. You make your own, and you can make them any size you want. Now, my daughter told me, she said, well, Mom, you need a tortilla press. Well, I did a lot of reviews on those tortilla presses, and the things of it is the handles are breaking off. And I told her, I says, well, I'll just take my rolling pin and roll it out. I don't have to worry about that breaking because it might take a little bit longer, but it'll work. You had it in Florida? When I was growing up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, they had a store called, was it Rogers, I think it was? Of course, Kroger's has been a long time too, but I think it was Rogers. I don't think that Albertsons was in Midwest, like in Indiana when I was there. This I bought at Walmart. It is a Hostess apron. It's got a little bow on it. I decided to buy this, and my other ones are a little dirty, so I wanted to have something clean. I like this one a lot better than the other ones anyway. They left in the 90s. Yeah. We have an Albertsons here. We have a Kroger's, although it's under a new name. Kroger's bought them out, though. They are considered Fred Meyer. And I think that's only in this part of the country as well. It's called Fred Meyer. Because it's a national department store where you have everything besides food. But they have a nice food department. I know you love Kroger's. You go to Kroger's all the time. I don't go there very often. They're not that far from me, but I don't go there that often unless I really want to get something that Albertsons or Walmart may not have. Now, I've noticed when I went to Albertsons on Friday that they had a lot more than Walmart has as far as, because Walmart does not carry this unless you get it through the Walmart.com website. I didn't want to do that, so I thought I'm going to look for it somewhere and find it. So Albertsons carries a few things that Walmart does not carry. Although Walmart is getting a little bit better and carrying organic products and carrying things that we use. And I'm glad of that too. And thank you for taking care of those bots. And I see they're I'm getting them again. That's why I have moderators, because of the bots. I haven't, no. I could, but there again, you have to order, in order to get free shipping, you have to order $35 worth. And the thing of it is, I never need enough to order $35 worth. So either I'll order it from Amazon, where you're not limited on, because I'm a Prime member, you're not limited to how much you spend at Amazon, because I can get it within a day or two from them. So that's what I do, order from Amazon. Or I can go to Albertsons and see if they have it there. You know, Whole Foods and Trader Joe's might also have it, which we have here in the area, but I've never gone. I just don't go to it. It's a little bit out of my way to go. I could have gone this morning to Trader Joe's because it's the opposite direction of where I take the dogs to get them groomed, but it's on the same street. And I should have gone this morning. So I had plenty of time, but I chose not to. I've been a Prime member for a little while now. I'm not, it's well over a year. I'm not sure exactly, but I have been a Prime member for well over a year. However, not everything there from Amazon is with Prime. I try to get everything I can on Prime. If there's something that's not, that I want that you can't, I can't get as a Prime member, I just leave it go. I did order some more of the energy, the substitute, the baking soda and baking powder substitute, because I was running out. So I ordered those, and they came yesterday in the mail. So I've got them up in the cupboard. So I use those once in a while too. But I just order from Amazon things that I use, like my carob chips, my carob powder that I use for this. I get that at Amazon as well. Amazon has so many different things that you can buy there. That they even have the tortilla presses, but they're expensive. And if the handles break off, like some people said, they used it one time and the handle broke off. Well, I don't want that. I'll just use my rolling pin. I told my daughter, why bother? I'll just use the rolling pin and roll it out. Because you can roll it out between two pieces of parchment paper. Put parchment paper down, put your dough on the parchment paper, and then put another paper on top of that and roll it out. And that would be simple as can be. That's what I think I'm going to do when I do it. Because, you know, the tortillas you buy in the store, you don't know what they got in them. You make your own. You know what you have. I don't know what kind of countertop it is. This house was built in 1990, so yeah, I really don't know. I just have to live with what is here. You know, I can't do anything about it. But I wanted to come in and show you how to make this pudding. And later on, when I get this chilled, after a while, I'm going to put the whipped cream on it, and then I'm going to post it up on Facebook so people can see what this looks like. And I'm going to keep this in the refrigerator when I'm not using it. But anytime you can make your own products, make your own, like Alexis does, because you know what's in it. You don't have to worry. You don't have to guess. You know. You don't have to say, well, what did I put in that? You've got the recipe in front of you, and just look at your recipe, and you know exactly what you put in it. This pudding has very few ingredients in it. Simple ingredients that anybody would have in their cupboard. And if you don't have tapioca flour, you could probably use potato starch if you have that, or use the arrowroot like I have. You know, probably all-purpose flour might work too, but you'd have the taste of the flour in there. But that's okay if you don't mind it. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I had a tortilla today for lunch because I still have some of that quinoa taco salad. In fact, I just finished it up today for lunch. I wanted to finish it up, so I made me two. I already bought the tortillas. I bought them at the store, so I just put my vegan mayo on the bottom of it. Then I put the quinoa taco salad in it, and I put some Daya shredded cheese on top, and then just roll it up. No, I never thought about doing that. But I'm going to have to think about that. I just didn't have much to work with, and I wanted to get that used up because I've had it for several days, and it was still good, but I wanted to get it used up, so now I can make some more of that again. So if you weren't in here the day I made my quinoa taco salad, you can go on my Facebook page and see how I made that. It's very, very good. Really, really good. And you can put it in burritos and tacos. You can do anything that you want with it, whatever you want to make with it. It's limitless, you know. Thank you for taking care of that, Vanita. I appreciate that. You guys are right on the ball taking care of these for me. That's why I picked moderators, because I have so much problem with trolls. I have so much problem with bots that they can be relentless, and I need to need to get somebody to take care of them for me, because it saves me doing a lot of blocking. However, I still block when I watch my replay. If I see something that I missed when I was periscoping, then I'll just go and block them. So that, and I could go into and see who was on there and block them that way too. But if you've got your Periscope profile, you have to go into it every day. Be sure and check your profiles every day, for the simple fact that you're going to have bots that are wanting to follow you every day. And that's what I see. There's a bot right there. Thank you, Vanita, for taking care of that. Bots want to follow me every day, so I have to block them every day. What'd you say? No, I never have. I don't know if we've got one here or not. I really don't. I'm doing fine, and how are you? Well, welcome. Here you see my pudding that I made. It's starting to set up. I got to put it in the refrigerator. Basically, I want you to see this vegan coconut cream, whipped cream that I made. Look how thick that is. This is going to go on there as soon as it sets up. And I'm going to go into my Facebook group a little bit later, showing everybody exactly what it looks like with the whipped cream on it. And what I don't use, I'm going to take this, because this goes on the bottom like this normally. But when you put it in the refrigerator, you have some left, you just put this on the top as a lid and store it in there. That's exactly what I plan to do. And for those that are coming in that may not know, this is a Pampered Chef whipped cream maker. This is a great thing to have. I have it because Erlene got it for me. I dearly love it. It is so much fun to use. It really works your arms. It puts some muscles in your arms, let me tell you. It really does. I mean, my muscle, I was going like this and going like this. I mean, I think I gained a few muscles while I was doing that. But it does. It really gets your arms are working, but you can see the result. I finally got a good result that I'm proud of. Look at that. That is a good result. And it tastes really good too. I'm going to, when I post it on Facebook, I'll post the recipe for the vegan coconut cream whipped cream so people can make that as well. So I think with that being said, I'm going to go for now. And I might come on again tomorrow. I haven't decided yet, but if I do come on tomorrow, just be ready for the notification. Oh, you're welcome. And until we meet again, take care. God bless. Bye-bye, and I love you all. Bye-bye.